Hello there everybody, I'm just going to do a quick demo here of the overhead health bars for the enemies on this project, which is still unnamed unfortunately, and the kind of floating combat text thing, which is a staple of lots of RPGs. So our player character is going to be over here. We've got them set up with no stats basically, but they've got a few abilities equipped to show off the different kinds of combat text we can do. So they've got one which is just a point and click, does damage, and applies an effect, a slowing effect for 5 seconds. Got another one here which is another point and click, which is actually set to offensive, so I can use it on the enemy, but it actually will be healing them, so I can show the healing. We've got another one here, which is the self-targeted heal and move speed buff. And the enemy's still got their AoE damage over time thing going on that we've seen in a few videos previously. So I'll hop into the game, and what you'll be able to see straight away is that, as intended, the enemy's health bar is not visible right now because I'm not damaging them. And look, I'm standing in the enemy's AoE and I'm taking lots of little tiny ticks of damage, which is kind of displaying in a really satisfying, cool way. Just as we want. Now if I'm pressing my ability, my 2 key here, you can see that it's granting me healing. That's the little green numbers there, and then it's granting the little blue number, which is the full move speed, and then when it wears off it takes it back again, which is the little purple number. So the purple is a debuff, the blue is a buff, and obviously when a buff wears off, that displays as a debuff. So any change to a stat will be treated as a buff or a debuff for the purposes of the combat text, even if it is just a buff wearing off, because you want to be able to tell at a glance whether it's a positive or negative, even if you don't quite catch the specifics of it, right? So yeah. There's our we can see damage, we can see healing, we can see buffs and debuffs. Now let's do a little bit more on the enemy to show it off. Got a little bit sidetracked there, showing it on the player. So if I do some damage to the enemy, there you go, their health bar comes up, and I've slowed them as well. Now the slow's worn off, and look, their health bar is hidden itself again because they didn't take damage for 5 seconds. Because if I keep hitting them, then the health bar sticks around because it keeps resetting its timer, and I'm also refreshing the duration of the slow, so it's not wearing off because it's a non-stacking effect. Whereas if I stop attacking him for a while, then the slow wears off and his health bar hides itself again. So yeah, there you go. You've got some cool combat texts with some slightly randomized positioning just for visual flair. I think it's a really useful system in the game. It displays a lot of information to the player very easily, very quickly, and it also adds a lot of satisfying impact to attacks. If anyone plays RPGs in this style, or like MMOs as well, you've got to love big numbers coming up when you hit an enemy with a powerful attack. And that's what this system allows us to do, to add impact to abilities and to also inform players that they've hit their target, and just give them an idea of what is going on in the battlefield, rather than having to have loads of icons which they have to hover over to tell you exactly what buffs and debuffs are being applied, and you avoid the situation of being struck by something all of a sudden and you take loads of damage and you don't know what happened. This kind of clears that up. So yeah, there you go.